We will be making our names out of slabs. As you could see, that student used Greek letters. And then these are some different examples of some student work from last year. You can make up your own letters. You can actually look up different fonts in a website that I'm going to locate right here on the bottom right. It is dafont.com. Okay, so you're gonna begin with, I would say maybe like a pound of clay and a rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, you could use a vase, a flower vase, any cylindrical format that you have at your house. You're gonna begin by kind of patting it down flat on the table, trying to prepare the clay to be rolled out. Okay, so here I am rolling out a slab. Now the key here is to try to get it as even as possible. So you want to do a complete roll all the way through, going in different directions. It actually helps if you pick it up and you kind of throw it back on the table. You want to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. I actually got up because you are able to have more strength when you're standing. So you can pick it up a few times and throw it on the table. And because the clay is so elastic right now, it'll stretch. Okay, so you'll do that a couple times until you reach about 1/8 of an inch in thickness. Now you do have this tool. It's called the rib tool. It's made out of rubber, which is that terracotta color. That is actually a really great tool for you to smooth. So if you've got any unwanted textures on your surface, you can go ahead and smooth it out with your rib tool. And then you're going to grab your needle tool. I'm just going to do a very simple block letter, but you will eventually draw your letters on your slab and then cut them out. So here, because I am doing a simple block letter, I just went ahead and I cut through. But if you wanted to practice, you can like gently etch or sketch your letters on the surface of the clay, not cutting all the way through. In case you mess up, you can kind of blend it in a little bit and then try again. But again, I am doing a very simple block letter text. So, and I've had practice, so I just went for it. Here I am releasing the letters from the background. Now you want to be very careful. And there you go. Go ahead and save that extra clay, put it back in your bag. And what you're gonna do with that extra piece of slab that you have, you are going to cut a rectangle that will serve as the back plate that holds your letters together. So right now I'm going to play with the position of my letters. Now they could be completely straight across if I want. Or I could play with movement. Maybe have my letters go off the edge a little bit. But I've decided to keep it within my little black, my back panel. All right, so as I mentioned, whenever you attach two pieces of clay together, you do need to slip and score. So here I am scoring the backside of my letter, and you want to do a crosshatch. Crosshatching is when you create kind of X's, many diagonals that intersect. Now the more texture, the better. You're also going to score on that back panel. And because my clay is so soft, I'm just going to dip my finger in water. I've got a bowl of water here. Add some water to my letter, and that's going to soften that clay in the back. And go ahead and place it over my score lines. Pick one of the wooden tools that you feel would work for you. I would say an angled pointed one would help get to corners like you see in my M, and then you can smooth out your score lines better. I will be looking for contrast. So you can either make your letter textured or your background textured. I just would like the letters to contrast from their backgrounds. You could also do this with color. You could do warm colors for your letters and then cool colors for the background, or vice versa. Okay, so after you have attached your letters to your back panel, go ahead and make any edits. For example, here I don't want any extra clay on my outer edge, so I am cutting right at the end of my letter. I'm going to manipulate my letters and smooth them out because craftsmanship is huge. I will be grading on how clean your letters are. I don't want to see any score lines. Smooth everything out. If for whatever reason you cannot reach with your modeling tool, you could also dip a paintbrush in water and smooth out any surfaces like that. Here I'm just playing with like the idea of a wave, maybe giving it some dimension. I've decided that I'm going to actually curve it. And I would like to give my letters some movement. Keep in mind the elements and the principles of art when you're creating this. Do you have texture? What colors are you going to use? What lines are you playing with? Is there movement? Is there a pattern? So as you can see here, I have stylized my letters. I've curved the whole name in an arch, and I've given my letters movement. Now, if you wanted to, you can also add any extra decorative elements to your letters with extra clay. For example, if I wanted to maybe start adding little flowers, I can sculpt little flowers and attach them to my letters, or any other decorative patterns on the outside. I'll leave that